Hey y'all, it's Stacey. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making one of those classic Southern recipes that just kind of has become synonymous with the South. Some people might think it's a little strange, but one taste and you'll instantly know why we lay claim to it. This is tomato gravy. Now to start, I've got about 3 tablespoons of bacon grease here in my skillet. You could use bacon grease, you could use like the grease that's rendered out of cooking ground sausage. You could even use butter, but I'm telling you, if you can use bacon grease, it's gonna give this that smoky flavor that it really needs. So I've got 3 tablespoons of fat there. I'm adding 3 tablespoons of flour just to make our roux here. Gonna let this sizzle just a little bit and it's gonna start to toast that flour. I'm using a sauce whisk here. You probably wanna use a whisk. One that's not gonna scratch your skillet though. This one has the plastic coating on it, so we make sure we're not damaging that coating, that seasoning on there. All right, to this, I'm going to add 1 1/3 cups of chicken broth. Now, chicken broth is one of those things that you might not see in classic recipes for tomato gravy, but I figure there's only a few ingredients in this recipe, so we wanna add flavor at every opportunity. You could certainly use water, which is really more traditional, but I say why not add a little more flavor and use some chicken broth. I'm gonna whisk this together. Now comes our tomatoes. We're going to need about 2 cups of chopped tomatoes. A pint jar like this, if you happen to have home canned tomatoes, they're perfect in this. But you could also use a 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes. We're gonna use the juice and everything in here. Just whisk this together. At this point, once you've added your tomatoes, you can swap your whisk, say for a wooden spoon. Just stir this together. To this, I'm going to add a little salt, a generous amount of black pepper. We're gonna bring this to a bubble, reduce it to low, and then we're just gonna heat it until it's thickened. Now, what you serve tomato gravy with is totally up to you. I love it on warm buttermilk biscuits. I love it over scrambled eggs, over grits, maybe even with shrimp and grits. I've even heard people make hamburger steaks and serve tomato gravy right over the top. Folks, you can find this full, super easy recipe on my website, southernbite.com. Just visit the Simply Southern TV section and you can find this quick and easy, fully printable recipe right there. Y'all enjoy.
Mary, I'm all about any recipe that starts with 3 tablespoons of bacon grease.
It is a very good start to any recipe.
Now, as you know, I'm not much of a cook, so while I had heard of tomato gravy, I'd actually never seen it prepared until our men's group at church made breakfast for everyone following sunrise service on Easter Sunday this year.
Well, was that tomato gravy similar to what Stacey just made?
It was similar, but as Stacey pointed out, there aren't a lot of ingredients to it, so adding that chicken broth really threw in a little extra flavor there.
Always amp up the flavor. That's never
right.
bad. Thanks for watching Simply Southern today, but it's time for us to skedaddle. Next week, we're going to Gross Out Camp, where kids learn by getting filthy and encountering creepy critters.
And we'll show you how agricultural education can be beneficial for students, even if they have no interest whatsoever in becoming a farmer. I'm Kevin Worthington.
And I'm Mary Wilson. We'll see you then.
Simply Southern is produced by the Alabama Farmers Federation and made possible with the support of Alabama Farmers Cooperative and these sponsors.